All right. I've got like quick stuff on my mind today. I'm sitting in a parking garage in my car because I forgot to plug it in over the weekend. But two things. Time is probably the biggest thing that's been on my mind for the past few years, but especially, I just did a stream about it, using time effectively, and I wanted to put that in the context of this move. So it is currently June 5th. I'm still putting together a business plan and working out details for jumping ship in August. The thing I wanted to talk about today was uh, using my time effectively. So when I talked about time and utilizing, having more time spent with my family and being in control of my time, something that I think I missed in that is that as I've been building my YouTube channel and posting, I've posted almost 400 videos in the past 3 years. And I do that because I have now extracted every extra moment of time in my life and dedicated it to building a YouTube channel. I don't go home. I don't want to block the microphone here. I don't go home and watch TV at night. I don't go home and I don't go out to bars. I wake up every morning between 5 and 7 a.m. Work on that channel, and I choose to not do things in order to keep that schedule. So I don't go out late at night. I don't go to happy hours for work. I don't do so many things. I don't see my extended family that much because I'm choosing to try and build this channel. And so that's one of the releases of my time that I'll be able to really focus on as I do this. So, I've got friends and family who I, I don't question how they spend their time. I just look at their objectives. If somebody wants to be successful, you invest your time in doing something, and that's what I've chosen to do. And anybody can do whatever they want with their time. However, the other part of this, and the other seed to this decision, or the seed to the YouTube channel, was I did an interview once with somebody who works for a very prominent menswear site. And if you are in the menswear space, you've been on the site. And I was a shoe-in. I was well qualified. I was working in video for Edgar Snyder. I had a great resume. I put together great examples for posts of the site. And as I talked to this guy, he said something that I've never been able to let go of, and it was part of the real spark for this channel. He said he and I were a dime a dozen. We are not differentiated, and there are so many people who have our same qualifications that it's tough to justify me over somebody else. And those weren't the exact words that he said, but that was the gist that I took away from what he said, is that basically my skills weren't marketable, and I was just like him and thousands of other guys. But I tried to lay out in the resume and in the project briefs that I did prior to the interview why that wasn't the case. And it really sparked this drive to say, I can say all the things that I want about who I am, how I work, my talents, my qualifications, but none of that matters until you start proving it. And so as I started I might be streaming my car here. So as I started my YouTube channel, I went into it with that mindset that I needed to prove this wrong. And instead of working for somebody else and growing their enterprise, growing their business, I could build my own thing. And now that I have this opportunity, that's what I use as inspiration to actually do it. And at the time, that was devastating. I remember going home just upset about that, but I woke up the next day, and this is the outlook that I've carried with me from that moment. Another example of that, and then I'll cut off, I like to keep these things kind of short, is as I was interviewing for positions, it was right around that time. I was interviewing for positions at different companies. I was interviewing at Heinz. And at the time, it was like the perfect time to get in there because they had just laid off a ton of people. They were talking about change in the organization and to meritocracy. I was really excited by the opportunity. I went to an interview, and I did a phone interview. I went into an in-person interview. I thought it went really well, good discussion. Looking back on it, the guy was kind of dead in the eyes. He looked and he left a few weeks after I interviewed with him. And I remember getting the call that they weren't going to move forward with me, that they, they went into a different direction, whatever they said, and they wanted somebody with CPG experience, which I had none of. And I remember sending the definition of meritocracy to the interviewer, and I said, what you have said is completely in contrast to what you're positioning, which is a meritocracy. People don't need qualifications. Oh, you want qualifications in order to get this job. Oh, I got to leave this parking garage. And I remember laying on my floor, devastated, because I needed that job. I was like, I need this job. It's going to be at least perfect for a little bit. In retrospect, I got a much better job after that. It would have been terrible to have gotten that job at that time. I had a few friends that worked at Heinz that they started right around that point, and they have all since left because the company is going through a lot of change, and it would have been bad. But I remember at that time feeling like my world was ending, and it was terrible. But I guess the point of the story is it's going to be okay. And if you want something to change, work towards it a little bit every day. Don't wait to start something. Do it right now. I put out a ton of videos that aren't truly finished, but I know that it would take me too much time to actually finish it, and I might never post it otherwise, which is why I'm trying to do more of these live streams, because I have all these thoughts and I would want to put them down in a blog post, but this is my hack, essentially, to get that done. So time, it's all about investing in yourself and putting a little bit every day. And then also, if somebody tells you you can't do something, use that as inspiration to prove them wrong. Don't take it to heart and curl up in a ball somewhere, because I could have very easily done that in 2014. A long time, 4 years ago. All right, my car is mostly charged, and I'm probably going to head out of here. And there goes the T. I know this is a little bit forward thinking, but at some point I want to have an office downtown, and I want to ride the T to the office and then ride my bike around the city and get lunch downtown. I got a lot of stuff I'm thinking about, a lot of stuff planned. There's another Tesla. I'd also love the Tesla, but another day. Thanks for watching if you're still here.